next speaker. Our final speaker for the panel is Sophia Korn. Sophia is a Yiddish teacher and Yiddish-Ukrainian translator. She has a master's in Jewish studies from Kiev Mohila Academy and a master's in linguistics, philology, and phonetics from the University of Oxford. She is currently working on a translation of the tales of Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav. Her paper is entitled, "What are Karainikas in Nachman of Bratslav's Tales?"
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for inviting me to Farbindungen. I wanted this for a long time. And thank you very much for this introduction. As Michael said, I am currently translating Rabbi Nachman's Tales. And I'd like to tell you about my favorite word as a translator. It's Karainikas or Karainikas, we'll decide. And it's a word in The Tale of the Lost Princess. And why is it my favorite word? Because it's unique in a lot of ways. Well, firstly, it's unique because it only occurs in the first edition, which is Ostrog 1815, 5 years after Rabbi Nachman's death. So it's quite close to his life. And the original translator and the scribe and like the person who initiated the publishing, Rabbi Nathan, is still alive. And the later editions don't understand this word. What's the context of this word? So this viceroy, second to kingship, is in a desert, and he doesn't know where to go, and he's looking for a palace, he's looking for the princess, and worin is given geniet in die Karainikas, or Karainikas. So because he was an expert in Karainikas. And the Hebrew version translates it as Mapot Olam, and in brackets, Karainikas. So world maps, right? So he was an expert in world maps. Well, usually a world maps, Mapot Olam, correspond to Landkarten in the Yiddish version. And that's the word that the later editions use. They use Landkarten in this case, the later Yiddish editions. So why? Because generally, I didn't read every single word of the later editions, but I consult them a lot, and I haven't seen so far I haven't found a single other word that differs in the later editions, except for this one. Well, probably because the later the people who the later publishers didn't understand it, I think. Yes. Landkart, even in singular. This is from Lviv, approximately in 1850. And usually this word, the word Karainikas, is interpreted either as just maps, according to the Hebrew version, or as Rabbi Aryeh Kaplan translated from Hebrew. He translated, of course, world maps, but this bracketed word he translated as chronicles, as in Karainikas. I'm not convinced, and that's also quite a popular way to interpret this word. I'm not convinced, and basically my talk consists of two parts: why I'm not convinced, and what I think it is instead, and why. So why am I not convinced? Firstly, the word chronicle actually occurs in the tales, in the tale of the prayer leader, and look at how it's spelled differently, and look at how it's translated. Sifrei Divrei Hayamim. So the books of Chronicles. Nothing like Mabot Haolam. And its spelling is different. And this spelling is actually consistent, more or less consistent with Karainiki's. There are too many vowel letters in both versions. Look, the Yiddish spelling and the Yiddish spelling in the Hebrew version are a little bit different. Both are non-standard for this text, because usually the long O, the Middle High German long O, which is oi in modern standard Yiddish, is spelled either with a vowel, like in groß, 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 or vov yud, like in broit. And some words have difference. The same word can have different spellings with a vov or with a vov yud, but it's always either a vov or a vov yud. And in Karainiki's, which are definitely chronicles. Sorry. It's unusual, but it still has the vov yud in it, both versions. Unlike this, there is no vov yud, there is no vov, there is nothing indicating in the oi diphthong. So the other way to read this, other than Karainiki's, is Karainiki's. So it's either a commas or a pasuk. And I choose pasuk. This is also unusual because I is always a W. But I would like to explain it like this. This is not a diphthong, but a vowel and a consonant, because it's so the vowel A and the consonant U, because it's a Slavic word. And in modern Yiddish, this would a lot of things in this word would indicate that it's a Slavic word, and a relatively recently borrowed Slavic word. The suffix ik is Slavic, and the combination of the Slavic suffix ik and the plural ending s, not just s but s with a vowel, is very typical for modern Yiddish Slavic words, right? And what does it mean if it is in fact Karainiki's and a Slavic word? What does it mean? That's a tricky question. Because the words krajnik in Polish, as well as krajnik in Ukrainian, are quite difficult to find in dictionaries. I found them in the Polish etymological dictionary and the Ukrainian etymological dictionary. They have nothing to do with maps or chronicles, because they mean people. Either people who, either communal leaders or people who live in the outskirts. But in the dictionary of foreign words, in the Ukrainian dictionary of foreign words by Pavlo Stepan, I found krajnik as a synonym of a slope, a side part of a mountain, or a road going down this slope, a street or a way going down the slope. So that's closer. That's a geographical term. So krajnik in Ukrainian can be a geographical term. And the word kraj, both in Polish and in Ukrainian, means edge, side, or country, territory. So it can be something related to territories. Another reason is that before this same character, the same viceroy, also in der Midbar, also in the desert, he finds a Weg in der Zeit, so a side road, a side path, and he follows it. And that happens again. He comes to a desert again, and he's looking for a way again, but that time he's given Genit in Karainiki's. And you probably noticed that this is not from the first edition, because in the first edition, at least in the version I found in the National Library of Israel, this page is missing, unfortunately. So we don't, at least I don't really know what the first edition, which word the first edition uses here. But anyway, the same situation, avec the same character, avec in der Zeit. A different tale, the tale of a burgher and a pauper, the first edition here. The characters are quite similar because they both, this is pirate. The characters are quite similar because they find the princess and then they lose her and then they look for her again. They are both in a desert. And they are both, and they both know more about the desert than a regular person. They have some secret knowledge of the terrain. And the same words, just in a slightly different order, the same words, the same expression is used. Und der Gazlan is Genit given in Wagen. So here, instead of Karainiki's, it's Wagen, ways, roads. And in the Hebrew version, it also uses the exact same expression as the Hebrew version in the Lost Princess. But instead of Mapot Haolam is Drachim, roads, ways. So a lot suggests that Karainiki's is some kind of road, some kind of path. So based on both linguistic and literary data, I believe, or at least I suppose, that Karainiki's, and I even added a pasuk here, means either secret side roads that only special people know, which only special people know, and that indicates their profound knowledge of the terrain, or a map of those roads. And it is a Slavic word derived from kraj, and it's consistent with the semantics of kraj. And I can say that the word krajnik, at least in Ukrainian, is not very widespread, at least nowadays. It's not very widespread in dictionaries, so it's probably a word from local dialect, and that's why the later publishers didn't understand it, and that's why not many people generally understand it and use it. Thank you very much for Hashem Dank. Thank you very much for your attention and in advance for your questions, and enjoy the title page of the first edition for a moment.